Israel, and then I'll go through the whole presentation, and then if we have time, we can go over some Q&A. But I would like to first start telling you, we will have to go back to October 7. I was actually in my living room with Ziv, the Shaliach, and we were up when everything started to happen in Israel. We actually never went to sleep that day because, as you would think, he was distraught and he was in communication with his family, and we were just calling Adit and calling Bill and Andy. So we were just watching almost real time everything that was happening. So I feel since that day, Ziv was really very fragile every single day. And we just were looking every single day for 2 years of ways to help or ways to do something. And we did a lot of things here in the community. Him and I traveled to different cities, to events, to marches. One time we drove duffel bags to JFK because we didn't know what to do. He wanted to do something. Nobody knew what he actually was doing in so many different communities. And we went to concerts, marches, but it wasn't enough. And we even needed some hats for soldiers. I looked at different programs. I looked at different opportunities. The time was never right, but then finally something came up to me. I applied. I had some interviews because this volunteering work was a pilot program for moms in Israel, but it was hard work, and it wasn't a sightseeing trip. So they had to interview us and go through like medical examinations, because they didn't. That's the least thing of their worries. They didn't want to worry about us being in Israel and taking care of us, right? When everybody's needed so much. So I left. The war was still on. It was on September 4th. As soon as I arrived into Israel, things looked very different. This is not working. Sorry. As soon as you arrive into Israel, even when I got into the plane, everything was about the hostages. Yes, there was a war, but everything, everywhere you will look around, it was all about the hostages as soon as you got into Israel. They welcome you, but they will always mention the hostages.
When you were doing your volunteer work over there, Margo, did you have like security based on where you were situated?
So I'll explain. So this was a program that it was open around the world.
Oh, okay.
So we were going to be only in Jerusalem. We only stay in Jerusalem. And yes, we always had guards with us. We always had securities. But you can get to Israel and you feel actually very safe. I got out of the plane by myself, and I actually went outside. I could have taken the train by myself, but I have friends pick me up. I went a weekend before. So Yeah, so every time you go to Israel, is the airport that you will go to is it's called Ben Gurion, and it's in between Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. So, you know, as I was based in Jerusalem for the whole week, but we were always working right in the Gaza envelope. So for those that you don't know where Gaza is, Ziv is from Rishon LeZion, which is it's very close from Tel Aviv. And Adid is from Modin. It's between Jerusalem and Rishon. So that's the map. So my whole volunteering week was in the Gaza envelope. We did not go to the north. We weren't allowed to go to the north this time. So the first thing I did is visit Adid's grandparents. I had met them in the past. And what's very special for me is Adid's grandfather speaks Ladino, which is very close to Spanish. So him and I can communicate actually in Spanish. And he never gets to speak. So every time, I've seen him 3 times in my life. So they videotape us because his family can never hear him. And it's amazing. As soon as he opens his mouth, it's like full-on Ladino Spanish. His mother left Spain to go to Beirut, and then from Beirut to Israel. So, yes. And her grandmother is from Iraq. So she immigrated from Iraq to Israel. And Ziv's parents, Anat is Iraqi Jew. He's a Cohen. She's actually from the north part of Jerusalem. I mean, part of north part of Israel. So a lot of her family are from Haifa and from the Golan Heights. Uri is half Lithuanian and half Iraqi. So that's the first thing I did. They picked me up, and then I spent a weekend with them. I feel like it's always very important to go with the locals, do what the locals do. So one of my first assignment, so we were ladies from all around the world. There were girls from Panama, Venezuela, Mexico, and from around the country in Toronto. So there were a lot of people from everywhere. They were all moms. They have been in Israel different times. In fact, 2 of them were in the summer during the 12-day war with Iran. So this was one of our first assignments, the Hamid Bag, which is a sub kitchen in Jerusalem. That was in Jerusalem. We cook for, I will say, 8 hours for the soldiers and for the families, and for families that have lost their loved ones. This sub-kitchen works as a regular sub-kitchen, but 2 years ago, it became one of the main kitchens to prepare meals for soldiers and families. So everything gets prepared in this kitchen. They have a big place. We did like over 10 dishes, and then some people did challah. I know there are people that volunteer on a regular basis, or people can send donations to feed soldiers or their families. And some of their families, like I said, lost their loved ones. There is a few of them, but not a lot. There are different organizations, but this is one that it's like everywhere, kind of like here at the sub kitchen. So like that, but not everybody cooks for soldiers, because there are some people that are still in, even with the war, there's still problems like any other country. There's poor people that need to be fed. So some of the kitchens only do the soldiers, but not all of them. This is actually Sderot. This is the first place, one of the first places the terrorists came in. This is very, very close. We're probably 1 kilometer from the Gaza border. This was the first place where everybody started to see terrorists in the kibbutzes. Well, I'll tell you, this is very close to the kibbutzes. Where you see here this monument, there was a police station that got destroyed. This is a bomb shelter, and all the shelters have like 1 million stickers with people that are, that lost their life, they were kidnapped, they were just all kinds. And I do go in and everything, it's clean, but there's so many stains there. Have done a lot of murals around it's a very small city. It's actually a city of a lot of immigrants. A lot of Ukrainians live there. A lot of Moroccans live here. There were so many different nationalities here. This was a city that was filled with immigrants. I did go in a very special time of the year, right before high holidays. So there was lichot every single day before Rosh Hashanah. So as you can see, people still go on with their lives. Like they're not watching TV probably, like we probably watch more about the war than they do. They have to, go to work, wake up, and still do their activities. Like the city was working like any other city. It was, people are having fun too. People are working. They have to go to work. They have to go to school. The first few months was different, but by the time I went in September, things were getting back to normal. So as you can see, tourists are starting to come. Missions help, a lot of missions helping, a lot of missions from all around the world. I saw my hotel was full of a Dominican, huge mission to go and help in the south. A lot of people from South Africa were in my hotel. So people are starting to come back to help. And not just Jewish missions, a lot of Christians and evangelicals are coming into Israel to help. So I did have a siren, but I thought I was in the safest place when we got a siren. I was at the wall. There's not sometimes a lot of sirens that come into Jerusalem. They're always in the outskirts. So as soon as you get to Israel, you have to run to your shelter. You go, every house you go, you will have, that's the first thing you kind of do when you get to Israel now. I mean, before I saw them, but this time it was really important to know where they were. So we were on the wall and we had a few minutes to run to shelters. At the wall, it was very easy because we just went into the tunnels. And that day, there were actually lots of soldiers being deployed to go back into Gaza. So we had a lot of soldiers with us. And they usually tell you that you have to wait 10 minutes until you can leave. We were the only ones that waited 10 minutes. Most Israeli think if it's the Houthis, they move pretty quick. But very loud sound, so you won't miss it. For the most part, people are pretty calm. They know what to do. It's a drill. Like, they do drills all the time, so they just do what they have to. No, only tourists probably panic. I also, on my way to a farm, we went to the Nova. The Nova is in the south, so very close to the which this is not funded by the government or anything. This was just a regular park that sometimes was rented out to do concerts. There's lots of concerts that Israel does for especially younger kids do a lot of concerts in the desert. And sometimes they stay there for 3 days. So this was the side. We could hear some noise from Gaza. We're very close. We heard a few big noises coming from Gaza, but it wasn't a siren. You can just hear it nonstop because we're so close. I mean, people were running. This is a lot of families put memorials of their loved ones. I don't know how long this is gonna be like this. There is another section where they're planting trees per every person who was killed in the concert. This is one of the shelters. This is a little video. Another video. So this this was the hardest job. This was a distribution center, a warehouse, where we had to go and reorganize everything for the winter until the spring. I mean, it was a lot of hard work. We had to go through sizes. We had to separate. We were only 35 people, so it's a lot of work to organize winter, spring, sizes, soldiers, civilians, kids. And this was going much to the north in the Golan. And he thought that he needed this space to help. And now it has become a warehouse for people in need. It's mostly clothes and lots of supplies like gear, like real gear for any civilians, just like Carl will do with Jeff Jewish Family Service. So you can find it here. It was very hard. It was very long, and we have to lift boxes. And a lot of the boxes will say stay strong because they will be sent to communities in need and to the bases for the soldiers. This is like, we did this one full day. This was in Petah Tikva. So we went to 2 farms. So when the war started, most farms lost their workers. A lot of the workers in Israel come from Thailand. So lots of immigrants come from Thailand and from some African countries to do all the farming. So after October 7, some of them left, and some of them were also kidnapped. A lot of Thai citizens were actually kidnapped, and some of them were in the concert, but most of them were in these small farms Gaza border. They are starting to come back, but they don't have enough workers. There are so many programs for teenagers that are doing farming. We met a lot of kids on gap years that are doing farming work for the next year in Israel. From Europe, from all around the world are coming to help. This was the owner of that farm. He was saying how he lost some of his workers. Ah, what did I do? How do I go back? There you go. He lost his workers, and now he's getting actually those gap years. But some of the Thai people are starting to come back. They always have a house next to the farm. That was one of their houses. So we were picking up peppers for 8 hours that time, and they're in greenhouses. So we did that for 8 years, and actually for every activity we had Israeli moms, and some of them were soldiers, and that they took the day off. Some of them were in the base, and they will join us. And it was really nice for them. It was really nice to take a day off from of duty. So we always had an Israeli moms with us. Sorry, it was like, some of the Thai workers were there, and we were just trying to be very careful, very, very careful not to ruin their work. Because if you pick that are not ready, like, they will have to throw it out. So we not to take everything. I mean, I never did gardening, and that was my favorite activity. But it takes a lot of time. We also went to a lettuce farm. He lost all his workers. He only is doing this by himself and his wife. So he's having now a lot of groups coming. We actually were 2 groups that day. It was the moms and and a younger delegation. So we actually picked 3,000 lettuces that day. And the other delegation, which was younger than us, picked 1,500. This is a different kind of farming. So he distributes to a lot of restaurants all around Israel. So a lot of chefs used to come and get his lettuces because they're organic and they're in water. As you can see, we had to make sure not to damage them. You have to be very careful because you have to pick up the whole, it's like a square, and you have to pick them so carefully. They're like the most fragile thing we did. It's like he was telling us that was very important for him. I mean, that's his only way of income. So we did that for hours. It was very hot just because we're like inside. It's almost like you have to go outside to take a break. Otherwise you can't breathe. And then we had to pack them in a way, and then they will go in the fridge. So, and that needs to happen. These come pretty quick. So this happened probably once a week, like so 5,000 head of lettuces. And he's only with his wife, so he needs a lot of help. Oh, so this, I was with Steve's mother and Steve's sister and the new grandkid, and just casually I was walking in Tel Aviv and I bump into this guy who I know. He's a rapper from New York, and he's an activist now since October 7. So you never know who are you going to be bumping into Israel. I have one video I want to show you. Oh. Oh, that's not the shelter? Oh, I had one video I wanted to show you, but it's not here. Um, so this is a little bit of what I did. So this program was by birthright, Taglid. They usually don't ever do moms. This was a pilot program. They haven't repeated because I don't think they knew what to do with us. um, so because all the women that were there have actually done a few different missions. So they have been working nonstop. Some of them stayed double the time. So that's what we did. We literally work every single day. I don't know if you have any questions.
Are most of the farm's products grown hydroponically?
No, but there are a lot. I mean, as you know, Israel is very advanced in agriculture, so they have any kind of farming. And this was only 2 farms. Every single farm needs so much help. They're just getting their workers back, but otherwise it's just the owners. And the whole society is actually coming to work in farms, and all the Thai immigrants are starting to come back. There's also a lot of Arabs working in the farms, and Druze. So they're all helping, but it's not the same yet. Like, they still need a few more years to recover everything they have lost, and it's going to take a little while.
The Thai immigrants, they have a dual citizenship.
They have a work visa. Yes, it's very hard to actually become a citizen of Israel, but they have a work visa. They have actually really good immigration laws and reforms for workers. They need the workers.
But I know a lot of times these guys went dead, they got killed. Yeah, I don't know, the Thailand governments
Yeah.
do something against the people from Palestine or...
No. I mean, I don't know, but I don't think so. So a lot of people from Israel go to Thailand, and Thais come to work in Israel. It's very, very usual to see actually even workers at people's homes from Thailand.
They do get paid for the government for Israel?
They what?
Get paid?
They don't. Fifty, 46 and older.
Do they enjoy the same summer climate like we do here, June, July, and August, like we do here?
So we didn't do sightseeing. This was a work trip. This wasn't like the regular birthright that they take you sightseeing and then you can help. This was only a volunteering work.
Margo, what was it you said at the beginning about save?
Israel, everywhere in Israel. I was in Rishon, I was in Modin, I was in Jerusalem, and I was in Tel Aviv. I was in Haifa. It's just normal life. Nobody's talking about the war.
That's not what I asked.
Oh,
Right?
sorry.
What was it that you had said at the beginning about Ziv?
Oh, Ziv.
So what?
Well, Ziv was here when the war started.
Right.
He happened to be at my house, and we watched as everything was evolving in Israel that night.
Who was it that you had said then that was very fragile?
Ziv.
Ziv.
Yes. I mean, his parents were,
Right, okay.
are in Israel, yes,
That's what I was trying to
yes.
figure out what you were saying.
You mentioned that tourism is slowly starting to
Mhm.
increase again. Has the birth rate,
Yes, it has been actually been going for a full year. During the summer, they had an incident, but actually trips are going. Yes. There were so many kids, I forgot how many kids they had to be evacuated during the summer into during the Iran 12-day war. And some of the moms actually were in that cruise. There was a cruise leaving Cyprus.
and you mentioned that you couldn't go,
So, for years Hezbollah has been attacking the north. So, and we didn't hear so much about it before October 7th, but that was an ongoing thing. And then, it got really bad after October 7th. So a lot of those people moved to the south. They relocated because their houses, they couldn't live there. Some of the houses got destroyed. So there's a lot of military presence there. So you could go, they didn't want to take us. I mean, I could have gone on my own with my friends, but the trip, they didn't want us to volunteer in the north. There was so much need in the south. And we couldn't go to the kibbutzes on the week I was there. Some of it's being rebuilt already. We passed through, and it's already with so much security around, and they're rebuilding. You can see new homes, and the other kibbutzes, some of them are cleaning. There's still some of the same, but some people are starting to go back. Very few people, and they don't want people walking around their kibbutzes. So very few people are going to the kibbutz. Probably high-profile people. So we didn't we went by the kibbutzes, but we didn't walk around the kibbutzes. Everything, the kibbutzes and Nova and all of these, we, we could hear the bombs when we were at and we could see the smoke. But no sirens.
No, I just want to mention, my nephew is in Israel right now, and my granddaughter is going in March, with birthright.
Yep.
They're doing it.
Yeah, they need so much help. There's so many programs. And there's the other person. I was at the Arab Quarter. There is coexistence. There are 2 million Arabs in Jerusalem. So everything is, there always are some clashes, but people are working together. Uri's workers are Arabs, actually. People go on with their lives. Do you have any other question?
We'll make this the last question because Margo has another speaking commitment.
Yes. And I had some videos of inside of shelters, but I'll show it to you another time.
Well, I'm saying, what about in the north? Can they move back or?
Some of them have already been moved back, yes. Yes, yes,
Farming there also?
yes. A lot of farming, it's like the wine country. So a lot of people have been already moving back. There's a lot of military still in the border with Lebanon. But yes, so right now, lots of the soldiers, that's what we pack, I guess, so much. It was snowing last week, so they needed all the gear. So